What is up, my butter biscuits? So in today's video, we're going to be talking about Jaclyn Hill, obviously, as you guys can tell by the title of the video. Before we get into that, though, I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts and opinions on something. So recently, I've really been thinking about doing a podcast. Like, y'all know I love to talk. Maybe I like to talk a little bit too much, so I felt like a podcast would actually be really perfect. Probably something that I would do by myself, or maybe I would have a friend on every so often, or maybe a friend on all the time. I don't really know. However, I've just really been thinking about it because, I don't know, it just seems so fun, you guys. This is the whole reason why I started doing my cheese thing. Y'all know this. Like, I just wanted to talk about things and just give, my perspective on a lot of things. That's why I started doing this, because I do feel like I have my own little talk show, my own little TMZ, you know what I'm saying? And I actually really love it. So I was really thinking about doing the podcast. However, I will be honest, I literally have no clue how to start that. I was thinking about either doing a separate channel or maybe even doing it here on this channel, but I don't know how to do it as far as like iTunes and Spotify and all that stuff, because y'all, me and technology just don't get along, and I'm really not too savvy with it. YouTube is even too difficult for me sometimes to learn how to manage and post and upload and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I was thinking about it, but I did want to get your guys' feedback on that. If that's something that you guys would be interested in. My version, I feel like, of a podcast obviously would be just like a talk show, just talking about very like random things. Okay. Yes, of course, still beauty related things. However, maybe just like my personal life or personal problems that I'm going through or that my friend's going through, or just, random things. 90 Day Fiance, that was another thing. Like, y'all know I love 90 Day Fiance so much. So I was thinking like, oh my gosh, how fun would a 90 Day Fiance podcast be? I don't know. You guys let me know your thoughts and opinions on that. I like really want to do it. So I will look into it more, but I'm really curious if you guys are interested in that. Would you guys watch it? Would you guys watch it if I did like a weekly episode of 90 Day Fiance? Because obviously I know everything here on my channel is beauty related. Like, that's everything that I talk about. Makeup industry and as well as beauty gurus, obviously. So I'm just kind of like, I don't know how you guys would like it, but 90 Day Fiance is my favorite show, and y'all, me and my family and friends, we just be talking about 90 Day Fiance all the time. So I felt like it would be really fun to do a podcast of that, or mention it within a hour-long podcast. I don't really know. You guys can give me your feedback, give me your ideas if that's something you would be interested in, as well as leave me ideas of how I should run it, how I should do it. Would you guys like a permanent co-host? Would you guys just like a co-host every now and then? Like, I don't know. I'm very up in the air about this, but I did want to get your guys' feedback on that. So anyways, y'all, let me know down in the comments below. Let's go to get into it. So if you guys are new here, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, turn on your post notifications so that way you get notified when I upload a new video. Make sure you guys give this video a big thumbs up, because I would really appreciate that. And let's go to get into it. All right, y'all. So I just want to say, actually, before we get into this, I feel like it's been a hot minute since I talked about just Jaclyn Hill. Yes, I know recently I did talk about that with Trisha Paytas, but I feel like that's obviously more so Trisha Paytas bringing this forward, not Jaclyn Hill. So recently she did kind of vent, I would say, on her stories about the past, and she did bring up some things that she wanted to talk about. So I was really curious to get your guys' feedback, because I'm going to be so honest, when I had first saw these story posts, I was thinking, oh, she's coming out with a new collection with Morphe, she's coming out with a new, collection for her Jaclyn Cosmetics, she's coming out with something. Like, it just really seems that way. However, I was wrong, and I will show you guys that at the end of this. But let's go ahead and talk about this first. So she made this post. This is the first one that she started off with right here, that said, "This is the best memory I have from living in LA last year. Hands down, this moment was completely unplanned and 100% organic. I felt like a kid again, and I'm so thankful for friends like Amber who bring my inner child out." And it's just this little video playing right here. I don't know if you guys remember, but she said that she felt like LA is just so toxic and so fake, and I don't know how I feel about that, y'all, because obviously I am, born and raised in LA. I've been here my whole entire 30 years, and I love LA. And it's really crazy because where I come from, there's really not too many fakes, you know what I'm saying? But obviously I grew up in the hood, in the poor. Like, things are obviously a little bit different over there compared to where she was at. Well, she was staying over here. She was staying in some Hollywood Hills mansion, obviously hanging out with high profile friends, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like her version is obviously way different than mine, because where you grew up, where I grew up from, not a lot of people are fake. Like, it's just, we're all from the same background, so we all kind of get each other and understand each other. But anyways, just throwing that in there, because she said that her experience in LA, which I believe it was last year, maybe a year before that, was just terrible while she was doing construction on her house, as well as doing some work out here in LA. But moving on here, this was the same beach post. This right here says, "This was 5 minutes before jumping into the ocean. I was so sad at this point last year, you guys. I was trying so hard to fake a happy life for social media. Can't you see it in my eyes? It's hard for me to even look at pictures from this period." Because I guess during this time she was actually going through a lot within her personal life, as well as Jaclyn Cosmetics, and just everything was about to hit the fan, or already did hit the fan. This is the next one that I wanted to get your guys' thoughts and opinions on, because this, I feel like the whole beauty community was like enraged by this. And I want you guys to shed some light on me as well as something which I'll tell you in just a bit. Let me read this first. So this was her picture right here of winning the American Influencer Award, and she actually won Tutorialist of the Year, which was shocking to everybody, but this is what she said. I felt so undeserving of this award. I was ashamed of who I had let myself become, and I still believe 1,000 other influencers deserve recognition more than me. And this is what I want to say. Like, I feel like during this time, I wasn't really doing Chisme videos. I barely started watching like drama channels here on YouTube. So it was all new to me, obviously, keeping up with all of this drama. I don't ever recall her actually saying 1,000 other influencers deserve this recognition more than her, because I will say this is something that I saw. Maybe this was right around the period that I just started doing Chisme videos, actually, where it was just like a trip that she actually uploaded 4 videos within the whole entire year, and she got Tutorialist of the Year, and there was so many other people who obviously deserve that. I wanted to get your guys' feedback on this. Did she ever say way back then that, hey, all these other people deserve it more? Because obviously she gladly accepted the award and she was there, and I don't ever really remember her saying, hey, all these other people deserved it, because I do have to say that I think that it sucks for the little person out there who didn't even get the chance to go for Tutorialist of the Year, and somebody like her won it with only uploading, I think it was like 4 or 5 videos. I feel like I went back and I counted, and I was like, how did she win Tutorialist of the Year? And she literally uploaded like 2 tutorials, but she uploaded like 5 videos, 6 videos the whole entire year. So I was just kind of like, what? It just doesn't make any sense. But I was really curious if she actually said that way back then, or is she saying that now just because she's trying to be politically correct? I don't really know. But you guys let me know your feedback on that, because I am curious if that's something that she said back then. So anyways, moving forward here. And then my highlighter campaign restored faith in me. I've never talked about this, but I cried so much on set because having these beautiful women stand next to me, hyping me up and holding me up, restored my faith within myself in a way I will never forget. It was such a powerful moment. Going on here. Another random fact. This moment was so special to me because I have never been naked before on camera. I felt it was so important to be vulnerable and uncomfortable because that's exactly where I was at in life. So obviously with all these posts right here, y'all, it was already running through my mind, and you guys already know that I'm always just kind of skeptical of things like this, because I feel like influencers do this when they're about to come out with something. They'll either be vulnerable and open up about this or open up about that, and then bam, sell a product, because obviously their views are going to be a little bit higher. Or as you guys know, I always say, people stir the pot to create drama in some type of way and then come out with a product. So that was the first thought in my mind. And actually, I got sent these tweets from Def Noodle's Twitter account. So a person had posted on there, and I was like, it's so crazy, so ironic. I was watching Jaclyn's stories, and then I checked my DMs, and then this was in there. This was a reply to one of Def Noodle's tweets. Yeah, ... Whenever she posts emotional stuff, it's because she's about to sell something big. She psychologically manipulates people a lot before a big drop. She does this days, weeks, or months before. Or a month before, sorry. And then this is another comment actually that was within that same screenshot. I mean, I'm glad she's doing better mentally, but a large part of the backlash against her and what added to her mental health struggles wasn't just the fact that the lipsticks were defective, but that she took zero responsibility or accountability for it. So obviously people still did have a lot to say about this situation, and I honestly was thinking that too. I was like, yo, she's about to sell a product, like why is she bringing up this stuff from the past? I feel like obviously she hadn't talked about it, she hasn't like made a video about it, like sitting down and saying, you know what, I learned this, and I'm going to do better. But I will say though, to her defense, that the highlighters that she did mention within her stories really did, I feel like, restore faith not only within herself, but in her customers, because a lot of people love those highlights. And Robbie Christie, you guys know I love watching her videos all the time. Robbie Christie actually really does love the palette, I believe it is. So a lot of people love it. So I feel like she did hit a home run with that one. The lipsticks is, you know, something else. Okay, so here we go. Actually, this is where she says right here that no, that is not true. She's not going to be coming out with any type of product. So that's where I was like, oh, I'm wrong. Hold up. So she quote tweeted that tweet actually and said, just so everyone knows, ... I'm not releasing another product until 2021. And my last product was in 2019. I'm not about to launch a product. So sick of seeing comments like this. So I do want to say, obviously, she is getting defensive about it. But I do want to say, though, in the viewers' defense, it does totally come across that way, y'all. This is how Jaclyn Hill has got this, kind of built up, what's the word that I want to use right now? I guess built up stereotype about her. Like, I don't know another word to use, y'all. I literally just drew a blank right now. But obviously, a lot of people always say, oh my gosh, Jaclyn only comes onto line when she's going to sell something. She only uploads a video when she's going to sell something. She obviously has created it this way. So people obviously know, they caught on to it where, you know what, Jaclyn is always coming back to YouTube when she's coming out with a new collection or a new collaboration, or to sell a Amazon list where she obviously does get a credit for commission of things for, you know what I'm saying? So she kind of has built this stereotype up. Like I said, for the lack of a better term, I could not think of a better word to use right now other than stereotype, but y'all know what I'm trying to say, that the viewers always say, oh my gosh, girl, you're only coming onto YouTube when you're going to sell something. So I feel like, yeah, she's getting defensive, and I get it. She probably is really tired of seeing these comments. However, that's something that she created, you know what I'm saying? But I will say, and I have always said this about Jaclyn, y'all can go back to my videos about her when I very first started doing the Chisme videos, and I still feel this way. Nothing is going to change my mind about this. I don't care what. I feel like we are all humans. We all make mistakes, and we all need to learn and grow from them. And I really do think that Jaclyn has that power within her to do that. And I think that she did do that within her highlighters. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say, whatever the future holds for Jaclyn, I think that people do really need to kind of like ease up a little bit. I totally understand that she 100% did not accept accountability for her failure, you know what I'm saying, within her brand. However, at the end of the day, y'all, put yourself in her shoes and think about, she had literally thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people going crazy at her because this whole lipstick gate scandal was just such big news that even big reporting companies out there were doing stories on it, like People Magazine and 16 and Vogue, you know what I'm saying? So many other blog sites were doing covering the story. So obviously this was just a lot of negative attention in her way. So I don't know, for some reason I just always felt bad for her. Yes, I feel like she completely messed up, do not get me wrong, but I feel like, y'all, we all need to just be a little bit more easy on people. I feel like we set these super high expectations, and that really drains people's mental health. You know what I'm saying? But that's just my little 2 cents on the situation. I'm really curious to see what the future holds for Jaclyn Cosmetics. I have actually mentioned before, even though I'm not really the biggest fan of her, I don't dislike her, but I'm just not like the biggest fan of her. I will purchase some of her products if they ever catch my eye with the highlighters. I've always mentioned before, highlighters to me is just something that I honestly probably only need 3 or 4 of. I do not need any more than that. I feel like if you have any single brand's highlighter with a gold undertone, they're all going to look the same on the skin. I've said that time and time again. Say, for example, like with a pink undertone within a highlighter, it's going to look the same no matter what brand it's from. Some may have a little bit more shimmer, some may look a little bit more wet-like, but that's just my personal opinion on it. However, if she does come out with, you know, something that looks really good, I will actually test it and do a review on my channel and actually, you know, support her brand, because I do feel like everybody does need a second chance. And I feel like she screwed up, but I don't know. At what point do we just say, okay, enough is enough, stop bashing her, let's move on? You know what I'm saying? Anyways, that's just me and my opinion. You guys let me know your thoughts and opinions on this situation. I'll catch you all in my next video. Peace out, Girl Scout.